China has belatedly opened its borders to foreign rescue teams in a last-ditch effort to find survivors buried in the ruins of the quake. It's an unprecedented move from Beijing, which now concedes the disaster is the worst to hit China since the communist state was formed in 1949. But the new openness has also left the government facing uncomfortable questions about shoddy construction and why 7,000 schools collapsed on their students. Foreign Affairs editor Peter Cave reports from Beijing.
Never before has China allowed such in-depth and graphic media coverage of a catastrophe. Television viewers have seen live pictures of the good news. This man was pulled from the remains of a fertilizer factory in Xifang after being buried for almost 4 days. They've also seen blanket coverage of the army providing help and comfort, even as aftershocks of up to 6 on the Richter scale continued to bring new damage and destruction. But most of the news has been bad. 23,000 bodies have been found and perhaps as many again lie under the rubble. Those that have not been quickly claimed by their families are being buried in mass graves amidst fears of an outbreak of disease.
We cooperate with other departments to handle the dead bodies as soon as we can to avoid an epidemic.
The government has been keen to show that it's fully in charge of the situation.
I should say we are facing an extremely grim challenge, also facing a difficult task. Now the first thing to do is that the entire party, the entire army, the entire country have to be mobilised to support the disaster area and do the rescue.
For the first time, however, China has admitted that the efforts of the entire country are not enough, and it's invited in rescuers with high-tech equipment from 5 of its neighbours. An offer from Australia was politely refused.
We thought the best thing we could offer was the urban search and rescue capability. China, in the event, has also received similar offers along those lines from Korea and Japan. And they've accepted those because of the logistical ease of moving those teams in quickly.
The unprecedented openness, though, has led to the Chinese media asking uncomfortable questions about why 7,000 schools, a disproportionately high number, collapsed.
I was heavy-hearted when I saw those students being pulled out. If we find out the collapsed buildings have quality problems, then we will deal with them aggressively.
The government has announced an official investigation. Peter Cave, ABC News, Beijing.